Here's some no BS advice from me, someone who helped my client make $90,000 per month from just recording videos and putting them on the internet. In this video, you'll discover exactly how we pulled that off and how you can replicate this for yourself. I'm going to break down for you the specific reasons why this works, show you a step by step how to do it, and then give you a dead simple framework you can follow so you can start seeing results like this too. The reality is, there are people out there dumber than you, less skilled than you, raking in more money than you just because they cracked this simple code. You're watching this, you're quite possibly a very clever person. Maybe you're a programmer, a coder, maybe you got a bachelor's degree, maybe you're a doctor, you work in healthcare, or you're an executive at a company. Yet there are people out there who are posting videos on the internet and able to make tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just following a simple blueprint like I'm going to show you in a moment. Like I think Warren Buffett famously coined, it's not about how hard you row, it's about the boat you row in. And that's exactly what this one client did, which ultimately has made him print so much cash. So, who can this work for? Well, I just went to Grok and I asked Grok to list me the top 20 business sectors by size. Okay, what's the biggest ones? And I'm going to list them now. And for every single one of these, it can work and more. Whether you're in restaurants and food, e commerce, car dealerships, law, healthcare, real estate, construction, software tech, financial services, marketing, advertising, fitness, hospitality, manufacturing, education, transportation, beauty and personal care, entertainment, media, pets, or consulting firms, no matter which one of those you are in, and even many, many more. This can help. So let me just quickly deep dive onto the exact case study and the client who is now and has previously been making tens of thousands, $90,000 per month and set to do even more moving into the future. This was a person who worked at a car dealership. Okay, he learnt his trade. He self-confessed isn't necessarily the most clever or smart person in the world, but this is one thing he got really good at. And there are many things in life people don't really like doing. Buying a car, going, negotiating, a lot of people find that very uncomfortable. Some people really enjoy it, but most of the population don't really have a very good experience doing that. Real estate can be another one. Dealing with estate agents and brokers and agents and things like that can sometimes be quite an uncomfortable position for people. Recruiters and recruitment firms is another one which sometimes people don't always have the best experience with. He realized that if he could offer a service to people where they would tell him what car they would like to buy, and then he would offer a service where he goes out into the market, he finds a good spec of that car which they would want to buy, he gets it at a cheaper price because he's better at negotiating than they could, and then they just pay him some money for that service. There is a huge opportunity in the market for that service. So for him, a client was able to pay him some money. He would likely save that immediately on the deal he was able to get. Plus, they wouldn't have to go through all the process of the negotiating, not sure if you're being a little bit conned or being deceived by the broker selling you the vehicle. And on top of that, the clients spend less money because he goes off and gets a better deal. It was an amazing business plan. He just made videos of him ringing up car dealers, recording the conversation of him negotiating, and then posting it on the internet. And people absolutely lapped this up. Um, and this can work for any industry. So the reason this worked is because people are going to buy a car and they search something like, maybe they're really nervous about going to buy a car. They search something on the internet, how to negotiate for a car. They stumble across his content of him expertly negotiating a car deal. And they're like, hang on a minute, I can pay someone some money. They're going to go away and buy the car for me. They're going to get a better deal. I'm going to pay less money and I don't have to go through all the ag of it. It's an absolute no brainer. People find his service on the internet because he's making content on it, and that funnels people into his business. This is just something which is a huge opportunity. So all you have to do is this one thing to get yourself on the road to printing money and having an abundant amount of clients who are willing to or who are interested in having your service. And that is, you just need to start making content, right? And that sounds really difficult and sounds like a really hard thing to do, but just imagine you're talking to a friend, or you're speaking to a client, or you're in a business meeting. Just do that to the camera. That's what I'm doing right now to you guys. It can be as simple as that. Now you might think, what on earth am I going to talk about? How can I make videos? What do I do it on? Well, just follow this simple framework, which I'm going to go through now. Okay. And the simple framework is called STEPS. STEPS. And this is what it stands for. Number one, just make some content which has some social currency. Okay. Is the content going to make you look good because of what you're talking about? Is it going to make the person absorbing your content feel good because they're going to walk away and leave with something new, or something valuable, or something specific, or information, or key insights? After they feel like they've watched your video, give them enough information where they feel like they've got something they can go away and take away. It could be a fact, it could be a story, it could be a concept, it could be anything like that which they could go and discuss with friends. It could be something they've talked to their partner about. It could be something which is going to help improve them in their life. New information, breaking news, concepts, new information, all that kind of stuff is absolutely perfect. The second thing you can do is try and create content which might have a trigger attached to it. Okay. So, for example, if somebody wants to buy a car, that's a trigger where they're going to say how to negotiate a car deal onto the internet. Another random example of this is the song Rebecca Black Friday. Every Friday, that song gets played loads of times and is a trigger which happens naturally in people's lives to then go and want to consume this content. For example, buying a house could be another one. I have a channel on Formula One. So when the Formula One season kicks off, we get an uptick in views. Then you want to add some emotion into your video as well. Play on the emotions of some sort of topics, why it is that you're giving some people some valuable information, why it is that this is something which can help them, and really lean into that. Number four is practical value. Does the video you're actually making really give someone some practical value and some advice? If no, then try and add some more value to it. Does it solve a problem? Is it useful information? Would viewers be compelled to send your video to someone else because of its practical value? Number five is incorporate stories. So for steps, it finishes with S on stories. Avoid just listing facts. YouTube is definitely shifting more towards storytelling. So try and wrap in some stories into your content, like I have today with the story of the business, which is able to make loads of money. So basically, if you have a business, start producing content, fulfill the steps framework, and you're going to be able to generate compelling content from day one, and you'll only get better and better and better. If you found this video of any value, subscribe. There's more good stuff coming soon.